Game. We are ready to go. Kansas State wins the tip. Doug McDaniel takes it across the timeline. Good crowd tonight. 14,000 strong last game against Arizona. That loss here in Tempe. Three try off the mark. Freeman gathers.
I love that inside-out action there, Pete. Get that ball down there in that painted area. The defense has got a streak. Then you kick it back out to your shooter for a good three-point look.
B.J. Freeman from three, picking up where he left off against Arizona. He had 19 in that loss.
Well, that's who they need to provide a lift offensively. B.J. Freeman averaging almost 18 points per game for his career, sixth among active D1 players.
Jones, inlet pass, three try from the corner. See the Arizona State starting five. Keep your eye on Jaden Quaintance. He is must-see TV. 17 years of age, youngest player in Division I basketball.
Oh, I really like this kid. I wish I looked like that when I was 17 and a half years old. Kid's got a body on him. Dad played college ball, understands how to play the game.
Jihad, three is off the mark after a nice breakdown from Quaintance. Jones, top of the key.
Well, it's warm outside today, almost 84 degrees here in the Valley, but it's chilly inside here to start.
Especially for the Wildcats. They are yet to get off the board. They're on the board, as you see a miss from Freeman, his first of the night. Gassan working on Quaintance, whips it to the corner. Jones through. Around and out, Quaintance rips the board.
Well, K-State has not been able to get off that launch pad as of yet, but they are getting some good looks by sharing that basketball.
Here's Adam Miller, 23 years of age, the elder statesman on this squad. The floor general, Alston Mason, moves it to Jihad, who has more room to work with than he expected. Is quickly hacked. First foul on Coleman Hawkins.
Well, going inside is something that Arizona State's going to want to do more of tonight. They shot 34 threes against U of A on Saturday. I'm talking to Coach Bobby Hurley this morning, the shoot-around. He said that's more than they want to be. They want to be in that 22 to 24 range over the course of the game. So they want to take the ball inside and get to the foul line more. They were outshot at the foul line 14 to 22. Pretty much the difference in the basketball game.
Yeah, one guy who makes a living at the free throw line right now, Bashir Jihad. His 117th attempt of the season among the leaders in Division I, and he's shooting 77%. There's Coach Bobby Hurley, 10th season at Arizona State. A rare night you don't see him wearing a tie.
Well, he ripped it off against the U of A and threw it on the ground, so they gave him a technical for it. So he said, maybe I'll get sans the tie, don't have to worry about getting teed up. It is what if I rip it off my head. But Bobby Hurley, what a job he's done here in the Valley. Second winningest coach in Arizona State history.
And nice to see you guys share some words. Pleasantries, by the way, at shoot-around today. Carolina Duke. You put that behind you. It's business tonight. Ooh. And that pass is rifled into the stands. Actually caught the leg of a young co-ed here at Arizona State. Turnover for Kansas State. They're 0-4 on the night, and with that turnover, slow start.
Yeah, that was a wild pass into the front row. Kind of fan, unsuspected, hit him right in the thigh. Coleman's got to take care and value that basketball. He's been absolutely sensational during Big 12 play.
Mason to Quaintance, who lost the handle.
Well, that's something,
figuring out how he was going to dunk it.
That's something the K-State's been doing really well in this three-game win streak. Turning teams over 16 times a night. But that was a wild shot in there. Little floater over the top of the outstretched hand of JQ.
Miller, a lot of space, knocks it down.
Well, this is the start Arizona State wanted. 7-0 to start this basketball game.
Jerome Tang talked to Coleman Hawkins about being more aggressive offensively. That time, staying unselfish. Adam Miller, the southpaw, strokes it. 10-0 Sun Devils.
Well, Coach Tang's team is really in a bad way right now after this 10-0 start. He needs a timeout, and he takes that timeout.
Team, and it's worked. Made life easier for him. Full court pressure. Castillo into the basketball game, takes the inbounds pass. Coleman Hawkins controls. Hawkins gets aggressive offensively. Another miss for Kansas State. They start out the night 0-5. Here's B.J. Freeman, already knocked down 1 3. Garners a double team. That leaves Jihad open. Too strong. Adam Miller finding a way.
Yeah, hanging around that basket some way, somehow. Coleman Hawkins has got to rebound that basketball cleanly, trying to limit these Sun Devils to 1 shot. Second chance points, offensive rebounds. Really going to hurt K-State tonight.
David Gasson out of the pack has it taken away. Regathering it, Doug McDaniel, the feisty guard from Washington, D.C.
K-State just struggling mightily on the offensive end.
B.J. Freeman, no struggles for him so far. 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. 15-0 Sun Devils.
Well, if you're Coach Bobby Hurley, you could not have asked for a better start. This team is locked in on both ends, offensively and defensively.
The Illinois transfer, Coleman Hawkins, one of the best gets out of the transfer portal. He can do it all. McDaniel, the Michigan transfer, is short.
Yeah, the other one, though, good one, that right at the free throw line, little push shot. Yeah, if they keep getting these high percentage looks, they are capable of going on runs where they go on a 10-2, 12-4 run. So they just got to stay the course here through this first 10 minutes of this game.
Foul was on Jones, his first. There's Max Jones in the basketball game.
Max Jones has got to provide that bump off the bench for K-State. He's their leading key reserve. It's about 6 points per game.
Austin Mason, such poise. Trying to show off the range. Long rebound comes out to McDaniel, who scoots across half court. Hawkins to his left. McDaniel into the corner. Ball's poked away. Quaintance has it. Joe Sannon into the corner. 3-try. Amir did everything but go through the hoop.
I love the way Arizona State is attacking on transition opportunities. Rushing the ball up the floor for 3-point shots.
Jones gets tied up. Fading away in traffic. Knocks it down and breaks the scoring drought for the Wildcats.
Well, the fans here in the arena were on their feet until the shutout was ended here. 15-2, they finally sat back down. Allow us to see some action on the floor here, Pete, because it was hard to see the floor.
I had to stand up. Hawkins across half court, whips it underneath, and a big-time block by Freeman.
What a play at the rim. Meets you at the 10th floor. She shall not pass.
15-2 early. Sun Devils in control. Kansas State winners of 3 straight. Had a huge comeback. What turned into a 19-point win against third-ranked Iowa State over the weekend, so you can't count them out.
Well, at any level, I don't care if it's high school or pro, you got to value the basketball, and I love that one right there underneath. Knocking that shot away with B.J. Freeman. So Freeman's one of these cats that could play both on the offensive end and can be an anchor on that defensive line as well.
One of the more competitive players, not only on this team, but in the Big 12 is Freeman. He takes his first seat of the bench of the night. Jihad controls. This is Joe Sanders, one of the most sought-after players in the country last year. One of the smoothest strokes you'll see. Rattles out for him. Mason gets the long rebound. Charges to the hole. Deceptive. Give him a shot at a three-point play.
Well, I am thoroughly impressed the way Arizona State has taken this fight right.
Back in Tempe, Pete Souza with the NBA champ Scott Williams. Early struggles for Kansas State, shooting 9%, 0-4 from beyond the arc.
Well, it's just the start Coach Hurley was looking for. I mean, disappointing loss to the rivals. You get a couple days to get in that lab, get back after it, and you come out and you just light the building on fire. I mean, what a start. I mean, they 6 field goals, and 2 of those have been assisted. So doing a nice job spreading that basketball around, really spacing out these Wildcats. And they have no idea where the attack is coming from.
Alston Mason hits the free throw. Here's Doug McDaniel. Whistle off the ball. And a lane violation.
Oh, that'll drive a coach crazy. Your team's struggling, only 2 points in the game. You draw something up during the timeout, and they come down here and they get a violation. Turn the basketball right back over.
Joe Sandin from Fall River, Mass. Gets it over to Jihad. Long 3. He is now 2 of his last 9 from deep. Floater is good.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest possession offensively. It looked like Mac Jones had some slippery fingers, but they finally got the ball into the hands of somebody could put it in the basket. And it's a long scoring drought. This is what Arizona State has to be careful with. They cannot fall in love with that three-pointer like they did on Saturday when they shot 34.
And here we go. Kansas State with the slam dunk. Ike Garuke.
Yeah, back-to-back buckets after a long shot. You get that rebound and you score before that. Arizona State defense has a chance to set itself. Another triple.
Sandin's off the mark. Ball caroms out of bounds. Will stay here for Arizona State.
Coach Tang was doing his best to point the other way. He wanted that ball back for his teammates. But how about the unselfishness of these Wildcats? That's what they've been doing during this 3-game winning streak. Really sharing the basketball. When you were at shoot-around this morning, you could tell the chemistry's high. They got a love for playing with one another.
Yeah, Ike Garuke taking early advantage of the unselfishness and this squad playing as a team. Coach Tang has really liked that, and see how fired up he is on the sideline. 15 on the shot clock, and there is Jerome Tang. talked to him before the game. It's more like talking to a preacher than a coach.
Well, he is strong in his faith, but boy, he gave me chills with some of the motivational quotes that he was laying on us.
Oh, more motivation coming from Jihad. He'll go back to the free throw line.
Hey, I like this kid, Jihad. He's not afraid to go inside and take that contact. Look, right into the chest of the defender. Have a slow-mo, hesitation, head fake, but the defender bought out and he was able to get his trip to the free throw line. Nice play by Jihad.
That's his third point of the night, all of them coming from the free throw line, as the Sun Devils have gone cold from the floor, making one of their last 9.
Yeah, but they're bombing away from the outside. That time, Jihad smart, realizing, hey, we're not scoring from the outside. Let me take it inside. I shoot 78% from inside at the free throw line.
Has now made 92 free throws on the season. Quaintance, a little bit of the body. McDaniel hits the deck, draws the foul. That's Arizona State's first foul of the game. Scott, down 14 right now. What does Kansas State need to do to get back into this ball game?
Well, they got to do it with defense. During this 3-game win streak, they've been holding teams under 38% shooting. And right now, Arizona State is just having their way, finding open looks. They haven't all gone down, but it wasn't like they're putting a lot of pressure on State to force any turnovers.
Hawkins. 3 on the shot clock. Fading away. Wide left. Another board for Quaintance.
We're going to have to check the ball and see if it's got any more air in it, the way Coleman Hawkins was just dribbling. He must have taken 16 dribbles.
That's Freeman, little too physical, warding off Hawkins with the left hand, offensive foul.
Well, when you make a play that's not so good on the offensive end, you better come back on the defensive end and make up for it. And that time, Hawkins slipped those Nikes down along that baseline and took that charge. Coleman Hawkins is that guy that Coach Tang was telling us about. He's got to be the man offensively. He's got to try to make some things happen, but he can't do it by trying to ISO him on this left side and just dribbling, more than 3 or 4 times.
Here's Brendan Hauser. Jones between his legs, working on Freeman, gets him into the middle of the lane, but again, falling away no good.
Well, they're getting good looks again right in front of the rim. I don't think that was even 10 feet away from the basket, yet he shot an air ball. Sometimes when you go on the road, you don't get that time into practice, Jim, and all of a sudden your offense just comes discombobulated. You can't seem like you can't buy a basket.
And Kansas State has struggled on the road, had the big win against Iowa State. Before that, it had been a calendar year. Joe Sannon. Sannon coming back from that ankle injury, is on a minutes restriction, has been building so far, but is cold tonight. 3 try from the corner, give Max Jones the tray.
Well, Jones, you gotta love that right there. Right? Go inside, you can't get the 10-footer, you come back, you stroke the 3. Look at Hawkins gabbling everything on the glass.
Gassan, extra pass, McDaniel, here's Hawkins for 3.
Getting on the glass with both ends now.
McDermott rims out. Sannon fights with Gassan. Jump ball. Tensions here early. The basketball will go to the Wildcats when we come back.
A row at Baylor. Coach Scott Drew came in the locker room and addressed the team and told them to keep fighting, keep working. And I think Coach Tang and his troops really took that to heart, because they have rattled off 3 straight and they've been playing some really fantastic basketball.
Here is Joe Sannon, trying to show off that feathery touch. Can't find it so far tonight.
Well, you're looking at the score and it's still not pretty for Kansas State, but they're playing better defensively. They're getting some stops and they got more rhythm to their offense.
Hawkins, jump hook, made it look easy.
Yeah, case in point, Hawkins is just too good to let him come right to the middle to a left shoulder turn, right hand jump hook.
Arizona State started 3 of 6 from 3, 0 of 8 since. 0 of 9 since.
Well, I talked about the runs that K-State can go on, and right now they're doing it with a D. Here's a deep three by Coleman.
And a big miss.
Well, he got the look he wanted. Coleman Hawkins, you know, he got that lefty hook to go. He comes back thinking, okay, I went outside, inside, let me come back to outside. Just not having it.
Jihad knocks it down. He is now 3 of his last 10. Had really been cold, starting to heat up.
Well, I like big number 8, and you love that one there when the ball goes from one side of the floor to the other. Defense can't rotate as quick as the ball, and he knocks down a clean look for 3.
Gassan, look at that elevation off the window.
Dude, that was a pro-level post-up right into a turnaround jump shot. I love the way he utilizes the glass to soften the shot against the defense.
Yeah, David Gassan at 6'9" might be the best athlete on Kansas State. Alston Mason. 2 straight threes for Arizona State after missing 9 in a row.
Well, they said, I don't care what you're talking about, Williams. We're going to keep bombing away here in this first half. 13-point lead now for the Devils.
Oh, the fork maybe a little too up.
I want a video replay. I want a video replay on that one. The ball definitely came back. Well, let me go back to that one by Jihad. He knocks down a triple. Then they come right back a good 5 feet from behind the arc. They knock down 2 triples in a row.
5:38 left in the first half. 26-13. Sun Devils ahead at home. Whoa, Jaden Quaintance feeling the heat from Ike Garuke. How about this break? Gassan off the window gets some harm and have a chance at one more hoop, a free throw.
Well, you gotta love the way the guys in the blue shirts race that thing down the floor and executed that 2-on-1 fast break to perfection. I love that right there. The concentration to finish after the contact.
Well, the fast break points are going to be huge tonight for the Wildcats. Coach Tang has been talking about the fact it's so hard to score in the half court in the Big 12. Generating turnovers and scoring off of defense could be the way tonight.
Well, the Big 12, I think it's like that black and blue division of college basketball. They let them get physical in that paint, which is 90s basketball piece, so I love it. Oh, Jihad got away with a travel.
Freeman finds Mason, extra pass, Jihad. Well, that time he didn't get away with it.
Fizzles were on it the second time, and again, another stop after a couple long back-to-back stops after 2 long triples for the Devils. I don't think the Wildcats need the lead at the break, but they would love to try to steal this momentum, and right now it was once an easily lopsided first half for the Sun Devils. Wildcats now starting to even that momentum and see if they can try to take an advantage into the locker room with them.
Wildcats shooting 32%. The Armadillo Assassin, Brandon Housen, has something to say about that. He enters.
Well, when you need somebody to crack one up, when you're kind of struggling, score some points, he's a good option to have.
He says, the gym is my has had a great game, finding a way to get to the free throw line. He'll be instrumental if Arizona State can pad this lead. Jaden Quaintance, he'll shoot that. Already made one tonight. Oh, diving onto the floor, and that's exactly what Coach Tang told us about Max Jones.
Look at Hawkins. Oh, I thought he was going to lay some fire.
Oh, there you go. There's the fire.
Well, how about that? He fooled me. I thought he was going to shoot the first one, and he took one dribble to his right, get into a little rhythm, and he knocked down a triple.
13-3 run for Kansas State. Jihad barreling into the lane, loses the basketball, and Jones picks it up. Here comes McDaniel. Don't expect him to take his time. Gassan into the lane, loses it, gets it back. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, McDaniel kind of had a pass that scissored across the court, went about 30 feet in distance, and it found his partner in stride. You gotta love the way they're getting the basketball off of the defense into the offense, the transition basketball right now in the last 6 minutes for Kansas State on full display. That's got to put a smile on Coach Tang's face, because his team was rudderless, and all of a sudden they have found their rhythm here, and they have stolen the momentum in this first half, and they might take this to the locker room with 2:21 to play.
Joe Sannon back into the basketball game as you see Gassan convert his second straight free throw. A 58% free throw shooter coming through in the clutch there. We've got a 1-point game. Sun Devils were up 15-0. Freeman slicing and dicing. Goes to Adam Miller, and the elder statesman says, "It's okay, boys, I'll bail you out."
Freeman, though, I mean, he went right in there. He had 2 K-State defenders came at him and found his buddy wide over there in the short pocket corner for the triple.
Ikegaruke converting on the block. He continues to add polish to his game.
And just too much beef on that baseline. He said, "Get out of my way, little fella. I'm going right up over the top of you."
Freeman tangos with Gassan, fires it to Sannon, who goes back to him. Oh, look at this. Tangling up, the 2 point guards knocked out of bounds to stay here.
How about McDaniel? He's 5'11". He's a big guy. If you get a rebound, don't bring it down. The shortest guy on the floor brings it down. Next to the second shortest guy on the floor, he almost pulled it away from him.
There's McDaniel right side. The DC kid whips it with his left hand to Gassan. His first miss of the night, but finds a way to get the rebound. Here's the Armadillo assassin, Howson. His first miss of the night.
You know, I'm looking at this stat sheet. ASU shot 25 threes, and here's another one by JQ that doesn't even hit the rim. You cannot shoot 25 threes in a half and not get yourself inside and only shoot 7 twos. That's just not going to work. That's how you erase a 16-point advantage and you're down 3 at the half.
Jones pumps it into the corner. Gassan. Oh, Quaintance will get you with that block, but he forced him into a travel before.
Well, we talked about Quaintance' wingspan. I don't know if he was even able to elevate on that good move, but boy, he made up with it, and his length around the basket. He's got 59 blocks. He's leading the Big 12 as a 17-and-a-half-year-old.
You said today, I'm not sure if I had that many in my overall career.
Yeah, I did have 161, by the way, Pete. So come on now, give me a little.
That's what you said. We had to look it up. Threes in and out.
We're just having 27 as a freshman. But yes, I did finish with 161. But he might get that about a month into his sophomore season. Look at that rip away. Nice job poking that away. Good housing all kind of problems out here 30 feet from the basket.
Jones entry pass. Gassan finds Howson, long three. Too short. Offensive rebound. That's a weakness for the Sun Devils. And a foul is committed on the floor.
Well, I don't remember if we had mentioned that Sean Phillips Jr. is out with illness, and that 7-footer will normally provide that extra body and that length to battle on the boards, but they won the battle of the boards by 20-18 in that first half.
Yeah, Coach Hurley told us his son, Bobby Jr., is also suffering from the flu. He's at home. He said he loses an extra assistant coach when he's out, and also his sports psychologist.
Love that line, sports psychologist.
Gassan hits the three. Coach Hurley could definitely use someone to talk to now.
Yeah, you know, and he's barking out orders. He's holding his horns high. We want to get a little double high pick and roll here. Let his point guard operate. But right now, K-State, boy, have they stolen the momentum and the lead in this basketball game. They're trying to run away and hide and get himself their second road win on the season. Remember, this team went 12 months without a road win, a true road win.
Adam Miller. Sun Devils haven't shied off the three-point shot, and Freeman breaks the drought.
Well, when you need a big bucket, you got to go to your A player. And that time, after that long rebound, it comes out to B.J. Freeman. He knocked down that triple, and the Sun Devils, they needed a basket in the worst way to start this second half.
Howson shimmies. Gets it to Gassan. Oh, Max Jones puts Freeman in the blender.
Yeah, he did, and he whipped him extra hard, too. That thing was nice. I wish I had a spin move when I played. Could have been a player, Pete.
You were.
Right now, just the turnovers are killing ASU. K-State, last 12 minutes of this basketball game, limiting Arizona State to outside shots and turning them over.
Quaintance knocks it out of bounds. Hawkins wanted a foul. We'll step aside. 7-point. Well, there you see it. Largest deficit, 16 points. They now lead by 7. 17 of 28 after starting 0 of 9 from the floor. Kansas State, they're on fire. And by the way, Scott, they're looking for their 4th straight win.
Yeah, I can't do the percentage on that, Pete, but I know it's well over 65. And you're right, this team believed in themselves after a poor start. Mentioned the fact that they can go on scoring streaks, and boy, I didn't anticipate that they would get back the lead so quickly and really take his advantage and taking the fight. They've outworked Arizona State here in the last 16 minutes of this basketball game.
McDaniel hoists from Gilbert, Arizona, off the mark. Sun Devils trying to set the table. Adam Miller inside the arc, whips it left side. Jihad, nice pump fake. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Miller from deep. No good. Hawkins brings down the rebound. Jones in the open court, back to Hawkins, knocked out of bounds. Looks like it was last touched by the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Hawkins has had himself a nice little basketball game. Not the big scoring number he had at Iowa State with the 17 points yet, but he's doing a little bit of everything, right? He's getting on the offensive glass. He's got 6 boards. He's got 5 points. He's got 3 assists. He's just one of these stat sheet stuffers. You know, he'll block a shot inside. He had 4 steals in that Iowa State game. So if you're Coach Tang, you got to love having this kid on the floor.
He loves seeing his teammates succeed. It's so unselfish. Here he is now. Coach Tang wants him to get more aggressive offensively. Unselfish again for Jones. Oh, almost got the roll. Quainton's got the rebound. Knocked out of his hands. Last touch by Arizona State. Wildcats ball.
Yeah, that's where the young fellow is going to have to get in that weight room a little bit more, get that strength in those forearms to squeeze that rebound when it comes off. You got to realize this is the Big 12 now. In high school, you're up there. You don't have anybody to battle you when you got that ball over your head. Now you got to grab that ball with some force, bring it back down under your chin like I was talking about earlier, flare those elbows, and you have some more power.
McDermott playing in traffic, and we just saw Ike Garuke get denied by the rim, and you won't see that often. He's a sensational athlete.
Yeah, he got live legs. We watched him earlier today. He said that time right there, you got to find the glass if you can't dunk it. That's a critical 2 points his team just missed out on.
Here's Jihad. Alston Mason. Is that Alton played here at Arizona State?
Oh, I thought that was blocked over the backboard, but they're saying no, the ball was shot over the backboard. Let's take a look at this one more time, this drive down here. Hard to tell if that was blocked or not.
So we have had sort of like an LA Fitness sequence here over the past 3 minutes. Neither team has scored.
Should we say just out here doing cardio?
No, like an LA Fitness type pickup game.
Okay.
That's where people like me play.
Gotcha, okay.
CJ Jones walks the tightrope.
Yeah, got forced out of bounds. They're going to call a foul underneath, and that's going to be the second team foul now on the Sun Devils. So this is one thing we got a chance to watch in the shoot around these baseline out of bounds plays. When a team is really locked in and playing well, they'll get a high percentage shot on their BOBs, their baseline out of bounds plays, their SOBs, their sideline out of bounds plays. And this time they didn't get anything, but smart enough to reset the offense.
Hassan jab steps. Likes his odds against the 17-year-old Quaintons and draws a foul.
Yeah, they got Quaintons there. Tough matchup on the perimeter. Hard for a younger player when you make a step up in competition. I don't care if it's high school to college to the pros. Measuring the speed of the offensive player that you're going to have to defend is probably the biggest adjustment that the young man's going to have to make.
He'll have a seat on the bench. 3 fouls now. The air has been taken out of this building. Howson deflates it even more.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Good execution on the BOB. Keep it simple. Coach Tang said, hey, most thing I was talking about during that 6-game losing streak, my players all said that they were confused. And so he's simplifying the playbook, and right there paid dividends.
Freeman tried to rip it across the court. Errant pass taken away by Jones. Great ball movement. Howson wants another 3, gets another 3. The Armadillo Assassin is live.
You gotta love that. You get the turnover, you race it down the floor, get it all the way down.
Arizona State began this game with a 15-0 lead. They now trail by 13. They haven't scored in almost 4 minutes. Kansas State in the midst of an 8-0 run. And that guy, Brandon Howson, has been on fire. 9 points on the night, and it's in his last 2 threes.
Yeah, and he's done it in the flow and context of what K-State wants to accomplish with their offense, right? Like, they've made the extra pass. They realize their specialist from behind the three-point line, especially on that last three, is heated up, and it got the guy the ball. That's what you call unselfish team. Don't care who gets credit for the bucket as long as K-State gets the bucket. And that's a reflection of Coach Tang and the culture that he is building here at K-State.
How does Arizona State get back into this game?
They got to start going inside for baskets. I said they shot too many threes in the first half.
Well, that time Freeman went inside, but found his man Mason outside, who hits the tray.
Yeah, Freeman's done that a couple times now, found shooters in the corner, and Mason said, hey, Williams, put this three ball in your big old mouth over there, because we're going to keep bombing away to get back in this game.
Hawkins. Here comes Mason. Joe Sansan from Fall River, Mass. Here's the freshman sensation. Shot fake. He wants it and gets it.
I gotta love that right there. It was great, good ball movement. Ball never stuck. They went outside for a bucket. That one there, show the ball, one dribble right. Something you've done 100, if not 1,000 times for a high percentage shot. That's what you gotta start doing, right? Getting these high percentage shots, helping each other get clean looks from three, and getting high percentage shots right around the free throw line or the block.
Gassan twists and tangles and gets Freeman confused and drops it in on him.
How about that left hand? You know, we're talking about the leading scorer here for K-State overall, and he does a nice job on that block and does that beautiful right shoulder turn to a left hand hook.
Howson elevates for the ball.
Like, did you know Howson had the bunnies the way he just got up off the floor there? That was a thing of beauty. Oh, Coleman got whistled with a travel there. He dribbled the ball up over his little teeny-weeny afro. It was surprised when the officials blew the whistle.
10-point advantage for the Wildcats. Howson, the sharpshooter, recruited to Villanova by Hall of Fame coach Jay Wright. Coach Wright retires. He plays for Kyle Neptune before transferring to Kansas State, and he has lit it on fire tonight in Tempe.
But you gotta love that, because it's a curl underneath for a three. It's a baseline out of bounds, curl over the top for a three. You get a steal in transition, you get a trail three. So he was moving around from all over the floor, and the guys in yellow cannot find him.
Howson is your gym rat. Coach Kyle Neptune said he used to find him, Villanova's coach, in the gym at 2 a.m. taking a nap, getting ready to go shoot again. It was an overnight affair. Here's Jihad trying to get his team back in it. Knocks down the tray.
Well, they've made 2 threes here in the second half. They made 7 threes in the first half, but it took them 25 shots to do it. But the 2 threes here have cut into that double-digit deficit. Now we got ourselves a 7-point game.
Jones controls in front of his head coach. Step back tray. Too strong. Flying over the top is Gassan. Another offensive rebound, no good.
Arizona State dodged the bullet. Now they're off and running.
Mason into the teeth of the Wildcat defense. Here's Joe Sannon. Too strong. Still trying to find his rhythm coming off that ankle injury.
Well, I like Joe Sannon, but he's got to figure out a way to get himself on balance before the ball arrived. It looked like he was trying to shoot the ball and trying to find his balance at the same time. That's a recipe for disaster.
Coleman Hawkins using that court awareness that Coach Tang told us about today off the window.
Hey, I'd pay good money to see Coleman Hawkins play. This kid does a little bit of everything. 7 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. He got a block shot, and he's taking on some of the toughest offensive players in that painted area and shutting them down.
DJ Freeman into 2 defenders. Tried to slip to Quaintance. Opportunistic bounce to Jihad.
Yeah, Coleman shut him down.
Sannon not shy, too short. Jihad fights for the offensive board. Sun Devils scrapping. Here's Quaintance on the 3rd opportunity.
Yeah, and can you give Hawkins another block shot? He never left the floor. He just stayed high with hands high, and he blocked the shot. Look at him going to operate here. tried to do that one Chicago style. Went in there with the Euro step, took the contact. He tried to flip that thing back over the right hand, back up over to the left. You see that? That's something I used to see Michael Jordan do at the next level. Of course, he did it above the rim.
Coleman Hawkins at 6'10", though, showing off that amazing footwork. Opportunity from the free throw line. This is his first attempt.
Well, I like the versatility of Hawkins, too, because when he caught that ball just about the mid-court stripe, he was determined that he was taking it to the basket. And he showed the ability to put the ball on the floor more than one dribble.
Coach Tang told us he has very high basketball IQ, almost to the point where it hurts him a little bit offensively because he's so unselfish. His vision, he sees the whole floor and is desperate to get teammates involved, and there is Coach Tang. Mason taking matters into his own hands. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, when you're down by double digits, you can shoot the three if you get a clean look and you get some help from your teammate. But when you're struggling to score and you're starting to lose touch a little bit with your opponent, you got to put your head down there, put your chin right into that defender and just take it hard to the rack.
First free throw is good. The lead is trimmed to 9 points. There is B.J. Freeman. I'm sure that will be a very short break on the bench. Jones. Defensive pressure turned up by the Sun Devils.
Yeah, I like that. Right there after free throw, kind of catched up, kind of napping, almost forced a turnover in that coffin corner there. Two defenders, and then you got the sideline and the baseline working as two more defenders.
McDaniel, too hot to handle for Gassan.
Yeah, didn't really need that one at that point in time. It just McDaniel's trying to throw it, you know, a fastball right at his teammate, and he's trying to roll down the lane, worrying about where the defenders are. That's a tough turnover right there. K-State's going to have to try to get it back on D.
Adam Miller back into the basketball game. Here's Jihad. A lot of space to work with. Gassan dares him, and he cashes in on the opportunity.
Well, that's that pick and pop that Jihad has that ability to stretch that floor. And lo and behold, after having a big 13-point lead, we got ourselves a two-possession game.
Jihad playing hands-up defense, knocked out of bounds. McDaniel touched it last. Arizona State can continue the run right here.
Go back to this one more time. Just a little pick, pop. You get kind of the defender off balance. He can't measure the defense, the distance appropriately, and then knocking that shot down. Then I love the defense right here. Look at using those long arms, getting those deflections, coming over here. That's the old playground move right there, Pete. You can't get to it, so you're just banging off your opponent.
One of the hardest working players in college basketball is Jihad, coming from the backside. Ikegaruke fouling Quaintance.
How about Quaintance? On that roll, catching that ball. This is something that a lot of young players don't know how to do. Catch that thing going down the lane. You don't bring it back down. That's why you push all those weights in the weight room. You get it and you go straight up with it. Say, hey, I'm either going to dunk it or you're going to have to come through my body and foul me.
Ikegaruke got his money's worth there as we see Quaintance make that first. First points of the game for the 17-year-old freshman. See that hair? Hasn't cut it since he was a kid, since he was 4 years old. Ikegaruke on the ground. Foul's going to be on Miller.
Yeah, maybe a little too aggressive. You realize that you're coming back. You got this thing down to a two-possession game. And it's not a penalty situation. Maybe you're trying to force the turnover, but no sense of fouling 85 feet away from your opponent's basket. 15 foul now on the Sun Devils. We're still just under 8 minutes to play.
Wildcats trying to break a 6-0 drought. Or a 6-0 run, excuse me. Miller getting chatty with Jones as we step aside. Coach Tang is involved. So there are officials, Tony Padilla, Don Daly, and Brett Smith. They are huddling up discussing this. Adam Miller, who has just headed to the locker room after being ejected for this flagrant 2 foul, Scott.
Pete, I'm looking at that, and I'm not seeing anything that warranted an ejection. Only thing I can think, because I don't see a hand or a leg, maybe some saliva, maybe it was an action like that warranted the ejection. Because did you see his arms or his body or legs or any part of him?
I did not, as that's Tony Padilla.
I know that young man was heated afterwards, and you know, something would make me that mad if someone purposely spat on me.
As defined by the NCAA, a flagrant 2 foul involves contact with an opponent that is not only excessive but severe or extreme, and apparently Tony Padilla and his crew deemed that behavior to be such.
I wish the officials would have came over here and told us what happened during that long break. You know, Coach Hurley's not going to be real happy with Miller. And he was, when the team was huddled up during a timeout, Miller was on that bench and he was getting some medical treatment, and he did come back into the game, and then afterwards he did get that whistle for that flagrant too. So maybe something happened prior and he wanted some payback, but went about it the wrong way.
Well, and he's having the best shooting night of any of the Sun Devils. Miller was 4 of 6 to the tune of 10 points, was 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, but Arizona State will now be without his services for the remainder of the game. That's a huge loss for Bobby Hurley's team. You know, this is the team coming off some drama in their last home game against Arizona.
Yeah, that B.J. Freeman and Caleb Love got tangled up in the latter stages of that one. Both players were ejected.
And you know, Coach Hurley told us today, Scott, now that we're talking about it and I'm thinking about it, that Freeman was not suspended today, but it felt like the team was issued a warning almost that there was 0 tolerance for behavior. You know, that might be out of character and might be offensive, and that could have been part of that little bit of wiggle room that Arizona State no longer has.
Yeah, the Big 12 on a whole on Saturday, there was a number of players that got ejected from basketball games. So I think the Big 12, as a conference, probably has let these officials know, hey, let's clean all this up.
Max Jones cleaning up right there with the tray.
Max Jones is having himself a ball game. He got 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, doing it all.
Sanity creates space. Elevates so high, can't get it to fall.
That little 17-year-old on that glass, getting that old board back for his team. Gets it over to B.J. Freeman. He drives the lane, he gets fouled. You get on that offensive glass, and then B.J. Freeman, he's just so tough, right? Like, you think you got him on lockdown over here on this left wing, and he just puts on the afterburners and gains an advantage, and the defense is just chasing his jersey, and all they can do is commit the foul and send him to the line.
And that was the first shot he's attempted inside the 3-point arc.
B.J. Freeman, 76% from that line. If I was him, I'd try to make a steady diet of going to that free throw line or that paint. There's 16 fouls now on the Wildcats. So Sun Devils will be shooting 1-and-1s during that bonus the rest of the game. I just put the commentator jinx on DJ Freeman with throwing out what a great free throw shooter he is. Do you believe in the commentator jinx, Pete?
It's bigger than us. Howson. He's playing pretty big.
Well, Howson has heated up now. That's his 4th triple here in the second half. 8-point advantage.
Jihad controls top of the key. Has the size advantage on Howson as Kansas State will stay in that zone. Jihad poked away by McDaniel.
Well, when you got it on automatic, you don't waste any hesitation and time whatsoever. He caught that ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do with it. And look at the bench. You gotta love it. The bench loves him knocking down that triple.
68 made threes on the season for Howson, shooting over 41%. Doing it all, grabs the rebound. Front end of the 1-and-1 is missed by Jihad. That could be crucial. Kansas State continues to attack the paint as we see Gassan foul. They have 26 points in the paint to Arizona State's 6.
Yeah, and great cut to the basket that time by Gassan. But how about the pass by Coleman Hawkins? A bounce pass between 2 defenders, and it comes up perfectly where Gassan can just grab it and go to the basket and draw that foul. He's not going to get an assist for that, but boy, that was a beautiful play. So back-to-back front end of these 1-and-1s missed by both teams.
Mason threads the needle, had it on his hip and puts it on the window.
How did he do that? He started right, hesitated, came back left. He looked like a football player looking for a hole to kind of sneak through and get some extra yards. He got himself all the way to the basket for the finish.
Shot clock at 9. McDaniel playing in traffic. Quaintance comes over with the rejection.
That dude only blocks 3 a game.
Jihad, Euro step, will go to the free throw line. Opportunity for Arizona State to cut the lead to 4.
Yeah, but it starts with the 17-year-old blocking that shot, and then they're off to the races. But you gotta love this one right here by Mason. Look at that little hesitation. The defense doesn't cut down that driving lane because I think he's getting ready to circle back out or kick it to the corner, and he just keeps his head down and keeps chugging right onto the rack.
First free throw is good, and now we've got a 5-point game. The crowd here been seated on their hands pretty much most of the night outside of that quick start for Arizona State. Might be getting back into this one real soon.
Yeah, you got yourselves a 4-point basketball game. Sometimes you need a technical foul or an ejection, fires up the other team.
Oh, Gassan drops from the rafters here in Tempe, fires up the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, the 3-point specialist, not only can he knock it down, he can throw the high handoff from some 40 feet away.
16 points for Gassan, 6 of 8 from the floor. Sannon, huge triple, crowd loves it.
Well, Howson came over to try to steal that basketball away. He left the 3-point shooter wide open. Now, 1 possession game. Those fans aren't on their hands anymore, Pete. They're on their feet.
McDaniel. Here's Max Jones, extra pass. Gassan circling the basket like a shark. Working on Jihad. Gets his own rebound. Heads up play by Gassan. Another offensive board. That's why he's 4th in the league in offensive grabs.
Well, they're getting too many extra possessions. You're trying to come back from a deficit. You got to take care of the basketball. But look at this. If you want to break a press, the ball should never touch the floor. And that's just beautiful execution of your press break. It's funny, one of the assistant coaches asked me about Coach Smith's press break, and I explained that we try to keep the ball off the floor. There's no way they put that in from 2 o'clock to game time, but boy, did they just execute that like a thing of beauty.
And maybe they owe you some money, Scott. It sounds like some free advice to me. Hawkins can't find the handle. Here comes Freeman. Mason in transition to 2.
Yeah, Coach Tang needs a timeout. So all Sun Devils here these last 3 minutes, and they have stolen the momentum. He's not going to take a timeout. He's going to let his team play.
The 1-point advantage for Kansas State is as close as Arizona State's gotten all half. 9-2 run for the Sun Devils. Hawkins loses his footing and the basketball. Crowd is engaged, so is Mason. Here's Quaintance. Thunderdunk.
Now this timeout's going to come one play too late. This place is coming unglued, and so are the Wildcats.
First lead of the second half for the Sun Devils. A 7-0 flurry. They have made their last 4 shots.
Have shot 12 of 36 now from behind the arc.
You mentioned Howson. Ball knocks away. Gassan gathers it. McDaniel resets. Gassan underneath. Beautiful cut. Even better pass.
Well, that is good basketball. You talked about the unselfish play of Hawkins and how he likes to find his teammates, and that was a strike to #1, and he knew how to finish inside. So they needed a bucket. They went inside to their best player.
Freeman answers back.
I'm telling you, this kid, B.J. Freeman, is special. His ability to get by even quick defenders is just mind-blowing. He does it time and time again.
Hawkins whips it underneath. Again, the 1-2 punch.
Well, Hawkins is getting double teamed on that left block, and he's doing a fantastic job passing out of that double team and finding his teammates. Coach Hurley going to want to mix up his defense because Coleman Hawkins is slicing and dicing them.
7 assists for Hawkins. And Gassan has been so good. So accurate. I mean, obviously
they're going to get the ball into the hands of B.J. Freeman. He's on a heater right now. His ability to be able to get into that painted area and score himself or find one of his teammates. He's over here on the left side of the floor. Let's see if they run a little side pick and roll for him.
Arizona State has made 5 straight field goals. Sannon knocked down a 3. That was one of them. Shot clock at 10. Freeman revs the engine. You know this is going up, and it's going in.
After a series of plays, they basically ISO'd Freeman right at the top and let him operate. He got all the way down to the basket, and like I say, with some really good footwork and some tricky moves, Coach Bobby Hurley put the ball in the hands of his best player, and his best player just delivered one huge bucket in under 2 minutes to play. Look at it. He got him going left, right. He like doing army drills out there. Okay.
Both teams in the bonus. 1:42 left. Arizona State up 1. Kansas State with the basketball.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Tang, I know he drew something up right here. You know, get that ball back in the hands of Coleman Hawkins and see how he can try to help his teammates. Got it on that left side right now.
Howson back into the basketball game. He floats in front of his own bench. A lot of room for Hawkins. Splash.
Are you kidding me? Coleman Hawkins is that dude. Hey, he gave the ball up realizing I'm going to give it to little Doug McDaniels here, and he's going to penetrate and then kick it back out to be the open 3. 2-point advantage, Wildcats.
Jihad. Oh, has it slapped away, but actually Hawkins gives him new life with the dribble. Four on the shot clock. Sanin elevates. The freshman can't connect. And will go the other way.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Quentin's. He was trying to get on that offensive glass. I believe that is going to be Quentin's fourth foul. Yeah, that's his fourth, but look at this one more time. Hey, Hawkins, he was already backpedaling like Steph Curry when he released that basketball. He was sure that that ball was true.
David Gassan, 58% from the charity stripe this season. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1.
You say 58%, Pete? He shot that one like he was 88%. Is that right? You said 58%?
Sure did.
That was back rim and down. This kid is playing tonight with extreme confidence.
4 of 5 from the free throw line. Make it 5 of 6. 21 points for David Gassan.
Yeah. That's make it 22, Pete. They're a little slow with the scores table here. And 8 boards as well. But now, K-State needs a stop.
Oh, to the 10 and in! Alston Mason doing work on the 6'10 Hawkins. Mason coming out just 6'2.
That's the only thing you do not want to happen. Like, two things. You don't want him to come inside for a bucket, and then you don't want a little ticky-tack foul to let him be able to finish and go to the line when you were up by 4. Chance to cut this to a 1-point game with this free throw. You got to be careful. This could come off. You got to make sure you get this rebound if it comes out.
6 of 6 on the night from the free throw line.
Yeah, there's about an 11-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So Arizona State does not need to foul in this situation. Just play solid defense and rebound the ball and have a chance to win it at the buzzer.
McDaniel set to tango with Mason. 13-second differential in the shot clock and game clock.
Got to rebound if this comes off. If not, you got to try to foul right away.
McDaniel, the Michigan transfer. Wide left, Freeman comes down with the rebound. No timeout for the Sun Devils. Chasing from behind, Hawkins pokes it away. Freeman gains possession. Quaidon's foul, trying to ram it home.
Well, everybody sold out defensively. In the purple jerseys, trying to rip that thing away, but it goes to the youngest player in Division I basketball after the scrum here. Well, rugby scrum that got spitted out, and Jaden Quaintance, he knew how to take it hard to the rack. Now this young man, let's see what he's made at. He's not a good free throw shooter. He's a sub 55%er, so he's got to go on the line and try to make 2 free throws here to give his team the lead with 2.5 seconds to play.
1 of 4 on the night from the free throw line. On the season, Quaintance is 52%. Officials at the scorer's table checking on the clock.
Yeah, they want to make sure as that foul occurred, what the time was on that game clock. We'll have it right here. You can see it right there. When that foul happens there, they may put a good a second to 0.8 of a second back on that game clock.
And give credit to David Gassan. Was very quick to issue a foul on a player that he knows is struggling from the free throw line. Tony Padilla gets the clock straightened away at 4.1 seconds left. Bobby Hurley and the Sun Devils have 1 timeout to spare. He chose not to call it. With his team making 7 of their last 8 baskets, you can understand why.
Well, I like that. You know, rush the ball down there before you have a chance to play against that set defense. And let's see if this kid is, that pressure will create a diamond or will it burst a pipe here. This young 17-and-a-half-year-old.
Arizona State in the double bonus, so he'll get 2 chances. Doesn't make good on his first. Pressure cooker for this young man. The youngest player in college basketball. Quaintance bends his knees, too strong. Ball caroms out. Jones in the forecourt. That'll do it. The Wildcats escape.
What a finish. Jaden Quaintance